Yeah, 2018 to 2019. Thank you. And he sits as one of our advisors, and I'm glad that the committee would have all agreed to bring him on board to be our advisor. He would have been working with each one of us in terms of getting our portfolios together. And seeing that this is uncertain time, we know that our task ahead would be challenging because of what we have in front of us. We have a pandemic and we have real situations going forward, and I know those freshers have real questions, and I pray that we can answer them to the best way that we could this evening, and that is why we are here, right? We are going to attempt. And also to our graduates from each campus who were successful, we say thank you. They serve on executive and they serve as members of each association, and we would like to take this opportunity to say congratulations and the best wishes to each and every one of you in your future adventure. Also, I would like to make mention to a very special lady who resides in Jamaica, and she is Radina Reed, and she is our senior advisor, and hopefully she'll be our High Commission in Jamaica. So we will talk more about that a bit later. And then we have those from the guild who will be introducing themselves, hopefully. Devereen Roy, Guild VP of Services and Special Projects. Jesse James, Deputy of Student Services. And then we have Miss Berry Shara Berry of Remy, of Director of International Affairs. Alicia West, Secretary of Guild VP SSP Committee. Renisha Weeks, PRO, Barbados Student Association. And of course, ZIZ for providing us this beautiful, comfortable, and they said put in note AC. And we thank them for that. And we are streaming live on Instagram and Facebook. If you don't see us on Instagram, we'll be on Facebook. And if you don't see us on Facebook, we'll probably be on Channel 5. I'm kidding, no, we're not on Channel 5. But Instagram and Facebook, right? So tell a friend to Instagram. We're on Facebook, all right? We're on Facebook, but of course, go on our Instagram page and like us and follow us, right? Thank you.
Yes.
So, to our sponsors, the St. Kitts Navy Student Association (UE) wishes to thank the ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation for its support with the broadcast of our virtual orientation. Be sure to listen to ZIZ Radio Live on 96.1 FM. I had to say that in my commercial voice. View them on Channel 5, on the cable network, and online at zizonline.com. And you can also visit the ZIZ app and on FB. Right after our orientation, you can visit them, right? So, we're moving nicely. I just want to thank everyone for joining us, taking time out, and we do hope that we have a good time here. So don't be too serious, guys. It's okay. Right? So we'll go right into the prayer.
Okay, let us pray, guys. Like an Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for bringing us all here together. I want to thank you for the ability to collaborate and perform as one St. Kitts Navy Student Association. We ask that whatever questions that the freshers may have, we will be able to answer it, because this is a time that none of us have faced before. I hope that you work everything out in our favor and help us to operate in our best abilities. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, thank you. Now we'll have the introduction and remarks of UE Mona Guild at this time. Hopefully it's ready. But in the meantime, I would like to encourage you guys to go on Instagram and like our page. And what's the page for Barbados and Trinidad? And
SKNSA Cavefield.
SKNSA Kville. That's the Instagram page.
Yeah.
And Facebook page. So for those of you who will be going to Trinidad or Barbados or Antigua, of course Jamaica would be preferable choice. You could go on Instagram page and and like our page. Okay, guys. So while we wait on, it's ready. It's almost ready. So the guild, those on the guild executive will be joining us shortly and introducing themselves. Do anyone have anything to say?
Correction to the Instagram, it's SKNSA_Kville for our Instagram. SKNSA is SKNSA, sorry.
Thank you.
Kville.
So like how it's Yui Mona, home of the brown pelican, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
the same for
No, we have
blackbirds.
blackbirds.
That's why we have black and
You with
yellow.
blackbirds.
So.
Oh, Yui blackbirds.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I guess it's like it's a black force.
Black pelicans?
Home of the brown pelican.
Oh.
Interesting. Very, because our national bird is the headman or something.
Wow.
So I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
So we are, for those who are on Zoom, etc., we are awaiting for the guild members of Yui Mona to introduce themselves. So back over to Trinidad. Barbados, sorry. Barbados. Yes. I don't know. Tell me something about Barbados. I'm not.
This is the SKNSA Kville, so we don't really know. Like, we're not gonna talk about Barbados like that. We're talking about skins and seeing kids. So
we will tell you that the campus is much more diverse than what.
Yes, that's actually
we
our
are the most diverse.
That's
That's a fact. That's just a fact.
A bit too far stretched, but
actually that's not
really, because we have a lot of Jamaicans, and
We are
I've
the
realized
most
before
diverse.
that the classrooms is just multi-dynamic.
It's amazing.
Yeah, whereas in class, everybody. Do you guys have this problem with the teachers that only talk about Asian?
Yes.
of course.
All the time.
No, but seriously.
But
Very often.
Okay, not the political science teachers or like the government
No, but
teachers
even
because
my
they,
teachers.
you know, they know everybody. But the other teachers,
Everything is Barbados.
Yeah.
They even talk about the Barbados green monkey. We got a green monkey.
but it's kind of like that in Jamaica as well.
Yeah, in Jamaica, only.
Yeah.
They literally only talk about. No, Jamaica, but it's like. It's the University of the West Indies.
Yes,
You
all
know,
of us.
and it shouldn't just be the University of Jamaica.
We kind of have a xenophobia problem too.
yeah, we're not going to be.
Is it like that in Jamaica though? In terms of xenophobia? Cause like
Yeah, it says xenophobia. It says xenophobia.
I say.
This is not English class.
Yeah, let's have a
I
problem.
don't know. Takai have been there longer than some.
In terms of okay, for example, we had issue last semester. This one just comes in the first semester. We you know, electricity went, water went on campus, and you know, everybody was like yeah, it was the whole campus. It was the whole campus. Apparently when the electricity goes, the water will go out because of electricity.
When you live on the Keith and Hall, we don't
We didn't get that.
So we can
like, we had a protest because we have been saying that we want drums, water drums on the house. And like some Bajans were literally saying like, go back home.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes,
It was on Twitter.
It was a huge thing.
Okay, let's not insult anyone.
No, that's why we want to know.
I have the same problem, like,
Yeah.
or similar.
I think a lot more people are interested, like especially the Jamaicans, they're more interested in where you come from because a lot of them, they're very confined to their space. So to see somebody else outside, they're very
Open to it.
oh my gosh.
You see, the thing is though,
Tell me more about
we're not really trying to deter anybody because Bajans stick to Bajans. So you hardly would find Bajans lame with other
Yeah,
people.
it's like
And then like
Like,
the
yeah,
rest
you
of the
have
Caribbean,
some
like
good
together
ones.
Like mix up,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have some real good ones, some that like real friendly, and then you have those that just ain't want you there to have.
with any,
Yeah, come school, no class, go home.
That's
I
it.
think
Yes,
for the
there's
most part,
actually, there's actually some Bajans that are not in BSA, that's the Barbados Student Association. They don't even know about it.
They don't know what's going on
So,
campus.
yeah.
They just come for class and leave.
Yeah, because that's understandable. Because it's like even if it's the same thing and you're going to
Yeah, I
school,
don't feel like
Well, you
they
shouldn't
feel like
join
into the
association.
whole youth because like they already live there. So it's not like
yeah.
like when we have parties and stuff, unless it's like a big Bajan DJ coming,
Yeah,
you wouldn't see much Bajans in the guild.
you got to get the Bajan DJ to come for the Bajans to come.
Really?
Yes.
So, let me say we got a party, right? As a server.
Yeah, if you
Yes, and the
serve
guild
that
full.
coming, the guild is full of Bajans.
And the guild is usually be cold.
and what's the
It can be a big
population?
early.
What's the population like at KV?
Yeah.
How many students in a class?
I mean, we're the smallest campus, so let's not go there.
Well, not
Antigua
really,
is
because
the
Antigua is
smallest.
I just forget Antigua, but sorry for that. I don't
But
know
you
what
will
it
find classrooms in most is like 200 and something students in a class.
is. Yeah.
Like in
Yeah,
Maximum.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
max.
The largest room is
They're hearing us.
No, why? Yes.
Our classes run up to 400 plus and so
That's
No,
one.
literally combined after
supposed to learn.
trust me, it's gonna have speakers and everything.
That's just for lectures alone. Like, y'all have
Lectures,
that
yeah.
have
Tutorials.
Tutorials are more.
But how much people have been in tutorials?
Like 10,
No.
20?
20
Maybe
minutes.
20. Okay, wait, 20.
20 maximum.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
it's
about
about
20 to 25.
Sometimes. Not all the
Sometimes they
time.
stretch it if they run out of space.
I never had.
I've never had
But
a
I
big
think
tutorial.
Mona
My
campus
tutorial
is
always
about
big.
17,000 students plus.
That's why.
Almost
You
20.
see, but our Mona campus is like a whole village in Jamaica.
Village?
Capital. That's a whole community. That's saying it's real.
Then so like one of their house big like we campus.
Yeah, and our house, like huge, like probably one of our blocks is a whole hall for us.
Yeah.
Our largest hall holds 180.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
almost done.
So the guild, those for the guild, they are ready. So they need to join
Frank-
those
Frank
on the
is
guild
yes.
as they introduce themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, Yui Mona Guild.
Hello? Getting feedback now. Feedback. Hello?
Hi.
Okay, that's everyone now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jesse James. I'm the Deputy Vice President in charge of Student Services and Research and Response. And I want to formally welcome you as part of the UE Mona Guild of Students family to the University of the West Indies. And I'm hearing some feedback. Right. So basically, UE Mona is a very fun campus. We're ready and waiting to have you, our students from St. Kitts and Nevis. This is actually the first time we're doing something like this where we're introducing ourselves to you this early. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want to let you know that we're here for you every step of the way throughout your freshers experience as you come to the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Right? It's our job to ensure that your dare I say it, your breaking in experience is the best possible. And we'll be here for you every step of the way. So as the rest of my team introduces themselves, we'll be sharing with you a lot of the plans that we have for you and how we're planning to make your fresher experience worthwhile.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I am the General Secretary for the VPSSP Committee. That's the Vice President of Services and Special Projects. They oversee international students, and as Jesse said before, he would be the deputy that specifically is responsible for international students. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for Deverin's absence. That's the Vice President. He lost a close friend yesterday, so they're going through a rough time right now. So that's one. And two, I look forward to meeting every one of you physically, hopefully by God's grace, late August, September to come. We have a lot of things in store for you guys this year. It's going to be a different journey from what the others that would have come to Mona campus before have experienced, because we want to be there for you every step of the way and not just leave you after September, after orientation. So again, we are going to be readily available to you at all times. Chinara has our information should you need it. Anything you need to know or anything you're not sure of, please let her know so she can pass on the message to us so that we can help you as best as possible. And again, I really do look forward to meeting you guys.
Thank you. Before you go, Alicia, before you go, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What advice would you give to our freshers coming over to the Mona campus or even any other campus a part of the UE family?
It's hard. Let me just clarify that. It's not easy because even as a Jamaican going to UE when I started university, I was scared out of my skin. But you are coming home to a family, you're coming home to a home away from home. I can promise you that. We are preparing a home for you. Your hall is going to be a home for you or wherever you're going to be living. One thing I need everybody to do though is be open-minded, because remember, we're going to be living in a new normal, and this is not something you're used to. You're coming over into a new culture, a new way of life, different food, different people. You're not going to go home to your mother and your father every day. So again, I'm imploring everyone to be open-minded and ready to accept something different. I don't mean to change your beliefs or change your values or lower your standards. I'm just saying be open to adaptation. I apologize for that, because again, we're going to be living under extremely new norm. All right, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but again, as I mentioned before, we're going to be here for you every step of the way. So be open.
All right, thank you. Sounds good.
Hi guys. Y'all can hear me? Hello?
No, I have some other persons introducing themselves, I think.
I
Hi.
think we have some others introducing themselves, but thank you,
Alicia.
so far, Alicia and Jesse.
Hello?
Jesse, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Hello?
didn't think that we got any advice from your end. So what advice would you give to the freshers living here on St. Kitts Nevis or any other Caribbean country, because we don't know who watching the live at this point? So what advice would you give to students going to Mona or Cave Hill, etc.?
Well, my advice is ensure that your energy is up, right? Be prepared to delve into all sorts of new things. Be prepared to get involved, because that's the way how you're going to enjoy your experience to the fullest. Don't come to university, whichever campus it is, and be a hermit. Get to know people, get to experience all of the different cultures that the university exposes you to, because you'll be seeing students from across the region. My own personal experiences prior to coming to the University of the West Indies, Mona, I had no experience with the other island cultures outside of a textbook, and meeting them firsthand was a mind explosion for me. And I'm not sure if it might be the same for many of you guys, but if it is, it's something that you're going to cherish, and it's an exposure that to me is invaluable to you, right? So ensure that you come, as Alicia said, with an open mind, and you come prepared with that energy to get involved, especially if you're going to be on hall. If you're going to be on hall, get involved in your hall culture. It's something that will stick with you and will prepare you for your life journey as a in your tertiary education years. So all in all, come with an open mind, come with that energy, and be prepared to get involved.
But that's sound advice, especially going to Mona campus, because
Hello?
when you live on halls, we have
several
several halls
halls
on
on
campus,
campus,
and
and
it
it
does be
does be
real.
real.
I
I
don't
don't
even
even
know
know
how
how
to
to
put
put
it.
it.
It does
It
be
does be
real
real
exciting.
exciting.
I don't
I
want to
don't
say
want to say
challenging,
challenging,
but
but
you know, we
we
have
have
several
several
competitions,
competitions,
activities, and
activities,
so
and so
Mona
Mona
brings
brings
the
the
university
university
life
life
to
to
life,
life,
if you know
if
what
you
I
know what I
mean.
mean.
Right.
At
At
Mona, I
Mona,
don't
I
know if
don't know
it's
if
the
it's the
same
same
at
at
Kville
Kville
and
and
others,
others,
but
but
at
at
Mona,
Mona,
it's
it's
very
very
lively.
lively.
So
It's
you're
you're
always
always
on the
on the
go.
go.
There are
There are
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
clubs
clubs and
and activities,
Parties.
over 100, a lot of parties. I mean, a lot of parties, good parties, good parties. And, a lot of classes, big classes, small classes, different people, um, heavy accent, rough personalities. It's diverse, but Kville is saying that they're more diverse.
We are. We're not going to dispute that.
Okay, they
That
are.
is the
I
fact.
mean, we give you the university life to life. You
So
know?
1 point for Kville. So they went diversity. So we have someone else. We have Shinara Remy. I hope I got that right. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Guys, Chinar is asking me to do her
No,
introduction.
not
Her
yet.
speaking, and she wasn't sure anybody was hearing her. So Chinar Remy is the international representative on the guild for this year. She's from Trinidad herself. First, her advice to you guys is that the transition is going to be a rough one, speaking as a regional student myself, but it is through the different activities held by the guild that make transition smoother. She's going to be there for you. One of the things that she actually put forward as a plan for this year that we're actually going to implement is the buddy system. So what is going to happen is that each international student that will be coming over will be paired with a senior international student and a Jamaican student. The senior international student will provide a sense of familiarity rather of home, and the Jamaican one will be introducing you to the local culture. So you'll have somebody from St. Kitts and Nevis with you all the time, or rather like readily available to you all the time, and you have a Jamaican student with you also. More than likely somebody from our committee or somebody who will be living on the same hall as you. So as soon as we know which hall you're going to be on, we're going to get somebody to be readily available to you that is from Jamaica and somebody that is from your own island. Also, she has a international freshers WhatsApp group. She like all the new students to join. She says she's going to send that link to the president. So I mentioned Chinara Remy, Director of International Affairs for this year on the Guild. The transition is going to be tough, but she's going to be there for you, and she's going to send the link to the president, and she's asking you all to join. All right? Anything you're unclear of that I just spoke of?
Yes,
Yes,
thank you so much.
definitely.
thank
We'll,
you.
we'll definitely forward the link around.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We
And
now hear from.
we look forward to having you guys on the Monet. Because we promise you it will be a
Alicia,
fulfilling experience,
Sarah,
something that you will.
hands here.
I need to repeat that.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I said we look forward to having you on campus with us, and it will be a fulfilling experience that you won't ever forget.
Thank you. We
Thank you.
look
Thank you.
forward to.
Thank you. Thumbs up. We now hear from Alia Bracha, who is the treasurer for SKNSA Cable.
Yeah, she can hear you.
So can we get the president for the Leeward Island Student Association, Trinidad and Tobago, Joshua Morton? Joshua, you there?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Hello, Joshua.
Evening.
Hey, actually went to school with many of you all, so it's nice. Um, to all the freshers who will be coming to St. Augustine, um, get ready for an exciting time. The guild has been working very ardently to set things in place. And as a person who's actually also on the guild in the office of the vice president, I would say to you, settle down quickly. Don't don't allow yourself to become distracted, and stay focused on your goal as you venture out. Those are the things I will leave with you for the opening remarks.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's.
Aliyah.
I think I'm seeing
Aliyah.
Aliyah. Aliyah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Nice, Aliyah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. We're hearing you.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aliyah Bradshaw, and I am the treasurer for SKNSA Cave Hill. And any advice I have for you? I would say must just keep focused, stay focused. It's easy to lose focus when you are surrounded by fetes and surrounded by so many events happening on campus. But my advice to you is to be focused and not just focus on work. No, but you came to university to have a good time, to make friendships, to bond, to be involved, just to have a good time. So not only should you be focused on school, but you should be focused on your whole entire well-being. And to do that, you might have to venture out and be involved in other things other than school. So in doing that, you will meet friends and you make friends. You will meet other people that you might, relate to, be comfortable with. And as a fresher, you might feel alone, but once you get yourself out there, you will feel just at home. And SKNSA is like piece of St. Kitts in your island, in that island that you will be going to. So that is my advice to you. Just be involved, stay focused, and have a good time at university.
Thank you, Aliyah. I'll talk to. Okay, so I think we had thank you to those on the guild who gave their introduction and advice today. To our freshers, they were well needed, and I think they will go a long way into their new venture as they enter into a higher level of education for them. We're going to take a break now, so guys, please don't go anywhere. It's just that's the Jamaican in me,
Not go nowhere.
Not go nowhere.
That's not Jamaican, that's petition.
Crazy.
Division. That's good.
So you want to hear Jamaican?
No. This is not just that. I want to again.
Let us call us. Skin Zatch.
Because
yeah.
Let us call it skin
Zo. Skin Zo.
But then I call it Skin Zatch.
But we thought because your skin's with that jet.
Okay, anyways, guys, we're going to take a short commercial break.
Yes. So we're going to take a short commercial break, but before we go, we want you to learn something. So when we come back, you know it, all right? It's go like this, you go. So those of you who come into Mona, I think you need to know that.
That's how diverse we are. We already know that.
No, but that's
not cable, This is not cable, you hear me? This is
you have to know. This is something you have to know.
Yes, it's actually.
Is that thing?
You saw us do it, so you have to know.
Let's just.
We're going to break.
Ça fait 2 ans déjà. Quelque chose a changé. J'ai mal, tu ne le vois pas. Peu à peu, tu t'éloignes. Je ne ressens plus la flamme. Suis-je encore ta femme? Je veux juste te retrouver. Cet amour m'a fait tant vibrer. Tous les deux nous étions si bien. Pris dans une histoire sans fin. Je veux juste te retrouver. Cet amour m'a fait tant vibrer. Tous les deux nous étions si loin. Pris dans une histoire sans fin. Pourquoi gâcher notre deal, baby? Mon cœur tout est voué. Ne me blâme pas, t'as tous les temps.
So bring back those days of a boy and India, when togetherness and play was the ease of our burden. Talking nigga business was the height of creativity. These were the values we handed down to picnic.
Peu à peu, tu t'éloignes. Je ne ressens plus la flamme. Suis-je encore ta femme? Je veux juste te retrouver. Cet amour m'a fait tant vibrer. Tous les deux nous étions si bien. Pris dans une histoire sans fin. Je veux juste te retrouver. Cet amour m'a fait tant vibrer. Tous les deux nous étions si loin. Pris dans une histoire sans fin. Pourquoi gâcher notre deal, baby? Mon cœur tout est voué. Ne me blâme pas, t'as tous les torts. Me dire je t'aime sans me le prouver, ça ne peut plus continuer. À croire qu'on t'a jeté un sort. J'entends ces voix qui me disent s'en va pas. J'entends ton cœur qui me dit s'en va pas. Je ne veux pas choisir, non, 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 entre la raison et mes sentiments.
Lizard ha sido una inspiración para mí, una forma de fuerza y más importante, una familia. Lizard has been to me an inspiration, a form of strength, and most importantly, a family.
Salut la compagnie, je m'appelle André Cordis et je suis un membre fier de l'IAT au sein du UI. Quelle importance que tient l'IAT dans mon cœur? Ce dernier, c'est une vraie famille diverse d'étudiants qui se soutiennent l'un l'autre. C'est une représentation véritable d'une camaraderie sans aucun doute unique. Et de plus, qu'importe votre origine, votre faculté, on est tous là pour vous soutenir, pour vous apporter notre soutien. Hi guys, my name is Andre Cordis, and I'm a proud member of LESAT within the University of the West Indies. What is LESAT to me? Well, I must say that LESAT is a diverse family of students who really support each other. It's a real fellowship that really sticks together, that really looks out for each other, that really takes into account everything that you have going on. No matter what faculty you're from, no matter what country you originate, we all really are one family.
And we're back. It's not my show. It's not your show. It's Yui's show.
SKNSA show.
No.
SKNSA show.
Freshers show.
Freshers show. Yeah, let's try that again. It's not my show. It's not your show.
It's the Freshers show.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys, and we're going right into our topics for discussion, and this segment is called Top 3. So it's the top 3 things you need to know about these broad topics for discussion at each campus, at our 3 campuses we're looking at this evening: Mona campus, Cave Hill, and St. Augustine. So let's go. The first one, financing and budgeting. Who wants to go first?
Mona. Me.
Mona.
It is important, it is imperative to budget, or else you can run yourself into some problems. Okay? So the first thing that you do even before you touch Jamaica or Cave Hill is plan out how much you plan to spend on your expenses and how much you plan to save, and try your best not to go over that. I know I've experienced that a lot of freshers first time leaving their parents' home and they know how to grocery shop.
You're right.
What? Right? No, like seriously, they don't know how to grocery shop. They would buy packs of bread.
But you know, bread does expire.
No, but like, so they just buy like perishable things that can literally expire or get mold in like 3 days, and they will buy it in bulk. You know?
I feel you.
No, KFC don't come.
Okay.
They will buy it in bulk. So what I would suggest is set a budget for your groceries, set a budget for all of your expenses, and try your hardest to not go over it.
Well, I would say that's, as you said, applicable at Cave Hill as well, because I mean, when you go, so much sweet girl, I see all the nice clothes, and if it's food expensive, but clothes, the mothers, $40 for the hottest set. Like it would blow your mind, and you just spend all your money. So you really have to budget.
What about going out to like different adventures and stuff?
Oh yeah, we also mentioned that Mona, we got party every week. Literally every week. And your friend can be like, girl, let's go to this party, let's go to this, let's go to that. You ain't going. What if what is shop me up over there? Union.
Into
Thursday, kind of things.
Yeah. Oh, was his GT?
Into Thursday, and it's like, you're going to run yourself in some problem. Realistically, all the parties is the same. Like, let's be realistic about it. You ain't got to go to every party. So really and truly, budget, you got to go to every party.
You really do.
Well,
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Some of the big ones you have to go to. Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's just like, I would say budget for the biggest parties, and then the small parties,
But you know what's the must goes? I mean, you know you got to go to TTS. Yeah. You got to go Vince wet fed, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So you know which parties you have to go to. So link up with us and find out what to go to.
I'm to that. One thing you must pay attention to is the exchange rate. At least in Jamaica, it changes. Yeah. You understand? So you have to be up to date.
Okay.
And for instance, when you go to Jamaica, it's better for you to set up an account in Jamaica rather than using your local card. And every time you take out money, then you have to pay the fees. Then the exchange rate fluctuates and then.
You're right.
So therefore, if you come into Jamaica, it's better for you to either. Well, we don't have Scotiabank anymore, so that out of the window. It's Republic Bank.
But they like in Jamaica as well.
I have never seen it. It didn't change. So the best thing for you to do when you do come to Jamaica, if you do come to Jamaica, is to set up a local account.
Well, National Bank is free. So I don't have an account in Jamaica. I just use my National Bank card and just swipe.
No, when you go to the ATM.
Some of the ATMs.
When you go to the ATM.
Some of the ATMs have a charge.
I don't know.
Some of the ATMs have a charge. If you swipe, you wouldn't get a charge. But the ATMs, then they just charge.
Yeah,
but not in the
ABC
machine.
charge you.
Not in TV. Some of them like for US.
For US, yeah,
about
that.
What about the miscellaneous? Because I did not, I did not budgeted for the stay.
The stay?
In Jamaica for immigration.
Oh yeah.
So you had to pay some money.
The extension of stay.
What?
The
stamp?
So
when you go to
I think it's
Jamaica.
exclusively for Jamaica.
Oh no, please.
Oh, it's just for Jamaica.
It's not Barbados?
No.
We had to pay how much I had to pay.
Exactly.
$10,000 Jamaican dollars.
When you come to Jamaica,
And
they
how
will
much
tell
is
you
that, like,
straight up that you guys need to send your passports
so
to the embassy to get that stamp, extension of stay or whatever. If you don't send it within the stipulated time, you have to pay
A fee.
You have to pay
I think it's $50,000 Jamaican.
But we got the student visa.
I just remember, you know.
That ain't like.
No.
Is that really so?
It's all like money.
It's all like money though.
50,000 so expensive.
How much is it
Like
in
400
It's like
400 US.
so much.
But yeah, as you were saying in terms of exchange rate, so like I mean it would sound cheap. Oh, you can catch a bus for $350, but that's $350 go and come. Not only that, remember that $350 is like 5 easy to go one way. So you got to be mindful of the exchange rate. Like
it was
honestly,
$2 but they carry it up.
yeah. When I went first, I used to go with everywhere with my calculator.
Oh wait, that's another thing. There's an app, get an app on your phone, currency converter, amazing. Just pull it out.
That would be
Yeah.
That would be
Everything
you
is
in
so
Barbados.
expensive.
And then another ththing
Barbados
is like
very expensive.
because you're in Jamaica and you think everything's cheap, like you said,
Yeah.
you might gonna get tricked. So it's like if you see something that costs like $500, you can want to buy 3.
Not in
And
Barbados.
no, you can add up your money. You can add up fast.
Fair.
Barbados is extremely like when I say expensive, like if you buy something in St. Kitts for $11, it's going to be 15 Bajan, which means it already more if you do it 1-to-1, and then when you have to convert it as well, it's even more expensive.
Things ain't expensive in Jamaica, and they're gonna trick you because you're gonna say, "Why not? They ain't expensive."
Okay, so but with financing and budgeting, and when you're out there as a fresher, the accent also gives you away in terms of your spending. Sometimes you're in Jamaica because you have an accent and they don't give you the original price, they carry it up a bit.
Yes, they just do that.
So sometimes if you have a Jamaican friend or something,
You don't
walk
watch
with
them
them.
because there was
Walk
one
with
time
them.
there I said, what's the local?
So because it's the top 3, we're going to take the next one from
One last thing.
Trinidad.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
If you're in Jamaica and you're going somewhere, you travel with a Jamaican.
Yeah.
Or they will charge you extra.
Extra.
Charge you extra.
Okay?
Wow, that's unfortunate.
So,
No, they just rip it off
Just
that.
Bad.
especially the taxis, if you're going in a taxi, make sure you have a Jamaican with you.
And to
Or
add
you
with
will
that,
get
travel
ripped
with
off.
your friends in a taxi. Taxi really expensive, so it's best to travel in a group to split the taxi costs.
And
And,
not
and
Jamaican.
it goes above just a taxi, because that was my next point. Like, try to split, get your friends and try to split whatever it is. If it's groceries and what's not, man. If Kylie buy rice, you buy macaroni, so y'all could share the cost.
For those freshers out there who are going to Mona, please be advised that the length of stay, the stamp for immigration have increased to 60,000 Jamaican.
Wow.
Well,
That's crazy. That's the penalty.
That's the penalty.
From
If you don't do that,
If you don't get
So it's not
that
50,000, it's
What is the
60,000.
stipulated time?
It's within.
I think you get.
I think it's 6 months or so.
I get up until February, and here's the thing. I got up until February, I left St. Kitts in December, came back late January, and I had such a hard time going back in because she was just like, with this
I had a similar experience.
And I'm just like, I forgot until February.
Yeah.
But it's just
They make it
And if
yeah,
you're
it's a hard
on,
thing.
and if you're on the program for here, economic costing, etc., for the government, please ensure that you go to the international student office to get your refund for your first plane ticket.
Yes, please.
And
So,
the
so
last
you don't have
So
to be
for
an
us-
economic class to get it, just as you're a
you
fresher.
don't. Yeah.
Once you're a fresher, you
So for us, in order,
I
we
know
don't
you
have,
do that.
we don't have the we don't have the stamp thing, but you must do the student visa. So you have to.
No, the student visa was free.
So you get your student visa, and then they would give you back the money.
So we'll take the last point from Joshua, St. Augustine, on financing and budgeting, and we'll go to our next topic for discussion, housing and accommodation. So Joshua?
Again, yes. I like the point that the young lady made there. She spoke about somebody buys rice and then somebody else buys maybe the macaroni. That's a good part of budgeting. But there's also the comparing of prices when you go to market versus that which is brought in from abroad. I mean, that really cuts down your expenditure. Another thing I would say though is do some cooking tutorials. You know, some persons, they go and they spend on all the franchises, the Subway and the KFC, and that bites into your budget. It really, really cuts into your expenditure. And if you learn that skill, you could find yourself teaching somebody else, you know, and you could find yourself becoming a teacher on hall, becoming a expert in your own little way. So I personally went on to some culinary sites and taught myself how to do little things in the kitchen. And when I reached there at university, there's actually opportunity to feed people who don't know how to treat themselves. So it's really about being prepared when you go. You don't just go based on the idea that, hey, food is available. No, provide for yourself, learn how to develop that skill, and you become an asset to people who are on the hall.
Guess what? I think we did financing and budgeting and market and grocery.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I believe so.
So I know we have a lot to say about housing and accommodation because we come from all types of halls and
we have
all
different
walks of life. So we're going to go to housing and accommodation. So Mona started the last time, so we're going to start with Cave Hill.
Okay, so if you're coming to Cave Hill, I just want to say, don't take on the land. Frank Howell Hall is the hall to be on. Okay? And he's the only Keaton person here, so.
How much halls do you have?
3. We have
Frank Keaton Sherlock. Sorry. The Sir Frank Warrell Hall.
Thank you.
Sir Keaton Hall, and the oldest hall is the Sir Philip Sherlock Hall.
Yeah, so in terms of living on halls, don't remember it's a shared space. So apart from the fact that you want to clean up after yourself, you have to be mindful that you're home with your family. So if you carry something in the kitchen, carry back in your room.
Yes.
If you carry toilet paper in the bathroom, carry back in your room.
Unless
because when you come back, you ain't gonna see it. It's not gonna be there.
unless your floor mates are you're cool with your floor mates and stuff.
Yeah.
And I decided, well, okay, I could share my pen with you, I could share my fork, well, not fork.
Well, I mean,
of course not the utensils, but like
no,
bottles of water maybe, or pot or what's not, then sure. But in terms of like your personal stuff, like leaving your toothbrush and in the bathroom, don't.
No, you can't. And you have to clean up after yourself because like you would get people in problems. So I mean like halls admin will just dish out letters, you ain't coming back. You ain't coming back next semester, so you gotta clean up after yourself.
The bathrooms are shared, the living spaces are shared, and the kitchens are shared.
For all the halls?
For all the halls.
Yeah.
So what do you choose halls on?
Well,
History?
let me explain.
No, okay.
Let me explain.
He come from the most expensive
For
one.
instance,
Cheap one with AC and so.
we don't have AC. Anyway, as I was saying,
They get to put in their
in terms of expense, people would more gravitate to Frank or Sherlock.
Which is the same price.
Which is the same price. Keys is the most expensive one, and is also the smaller hall. In terms of ambiance and comfort,
And elevator.
and in terms of comfort and space and what's not, then that would be Keith Hunt. Usually at Cave Hill, they say, they say that Sherlock,
Yeah, you're right.
for sure, if you're looking for like a family-based or family-oriented hall, then you would choose
And you would
Sherlock.
see it when you go to parties and so Sherlock people always
They also have double room. That's the only hall with double room.
Right, that's the only hall with double
But
room.
they're not occupying the double rooms this
semester
because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
So,
well, for us over at Mona, I stay on the Leslie Robinson Hall, which it's the newest hall. People say it's the bougie hall, but
that's what they say about.
Admittedly,
Is that the
if you
private
want,
hall?
it's a private hall, yes. You have your own room, you have your own bathroom, you share the kitchen, and you share the living space. We also have elevators. In case you want to come to Leslie Robinson. But yeah, like honestly, privacy was always key to me. So the fact that I have my own bathroom and the fact that I have my own bedroom is amazing. I don't mind sharing the kitchen because we have flat reps who's in charge of ensuring that like you clean up after yourself. We have cleaners.
Yeah, we do too. We do.
We have
That's
cleaners too.
Oh, the tree halls, the tree halls.
I have never been at any other hall. Actually, I've been at Irvin. Yeah. No, I never been at any other hall.
So, for instance, for your kitchen space and so, how many stoves and fridge are there?
We have two stoves. And
a
fridge.
And the floor.
Oh, you have your own fridge.
You have your own fridge in like your room?
Yeah.
As in, like, they give it to you or you carry just.
No, you have your own.
No, that's a hotel.
To be honest, is it an actual like big fridge or is it
a mini fridge? Let me ask a question.
If it is that you want comfort, like genuine privacy and comfort with the hall life, because we also have hall life.
No,
not
I think
as much as the traditional hall, but we have a hall life.
Let me ask a question.
I'll wait till she says.
Let me ask.
Comfort
Is
for
it
me.
that the fridge is provided or you? The fridge is provided
we have
for
to
that
provide our
hall.
fridge.
For that
hall. Yeah,
Yes, and I
that's
would
what-
advise you guys get a mini fridge for real, cause sharing the big
Hello?
fridge could get
a mini fridge.
You can bring mini fish for some house.
But if you're on Frank,
that's
that's
No.
That's Frank can provide that.
We have a
We got you got the fridge in the kitchen, but I mean with 6 people on our floor. Like, and I come in with my case of chicken from home because I mean buying chicken in my
Listen
bedroom.
here.
You like how chicken, no?
Listen
We
here.
carry everything.
University.
They have, Bangladesh have a lot of things different to what we are accustomed to from home.
Yeah, so
They
even
don't
when they
have a lot.
sell the chicken and
The
stuff,
one
it's
thing
just
though,
different.
one thing though, you need to carry your own bread if you're like Fulton
And
Island
bakery,
Bakery,
so
you
walk
need to
with
carry
your
your own
bread,
bread.
yeah, walk with your bread.
But
Usually-
let's say about the other hall.
The only bread that in here
Let's say
is
about Rex.
sliced.
Rex is like the only
800 strong.
I've heard that's the only hall I know about in Mona.
Wow. About Taylor.
Let's go. No. Let's go over to my hall. Well, first off, let me say, when it comes to Mona Yui, housing and accommodation, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. You see, her hall doesn't have a life.
Yes, we do. We just
Not
we
really.
just
Let's be
move.
honest. Let's be
No,
honest.
we have a life. We have a
No,
life.
let's be honest. You don't have
Yeah.
a family like
Yes,
type.
we do.
You know, when you're on
Listen.
halls like Rex and Irving and Chancellor and
Okay.
Towers.
I don't know what's over so.
You have that kind of like, because you have activities, you could join clubs within those halls. Rex, of course, is 800 strong. Boom.
What kind of hall is in Carnival?
800. We host 800 students. Yes. We have about. It's a big community. We have about 9 different clusters. We have cluster reps. Each cluster, my cluster 2, we have about 90.
You can imagine if
so Frank is one of your clusters.
So each flat has about 8 students, and that flat have 1 kitchen.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
8 students, 1 big kitchen.
Bathroom.
Wow.
So each of you, all 8 shield. Wow.
Okay. It's only you get to
To show us, it's not ghetto, it's called family. Okay?
That's the family?
That's what I try to cover it.
That's so similar to Sherlock.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to towels.
Let's go
to towels. Hall of Hearts. Me and my shit. Clear? Okay. We win everything. Just to put that out here. We are the winning hall. So if you like to win, you come to towels.
Then we have a couple of things.
We win everything, hands down, okay? Okay, but I'll be fair now. Just to put it this way. If it depends on what type of person you are. If you like to interact, if you just like to study, and you like you're silent when you finish, you go to your lab.
No. That's the point.
It's not
loud. You just come into your own space.
That's what I'm saying. It's a quiet place. You go to Irving.
But we have activities on
That sounds like you wanted to live off campus, but you didn't get a chance to. That's what that hall sounds.
That hall is like
it's a nice hall. It's a nice hall. It's diverse and so forth. Hilarious. You meet a lot of people, but you also get a space. You got your silent time, you know. And then a little bat, you know.
That's also similar to ours because like for kids it's so secluded, like the rooms that
I mean, in campus.
It's
next to Ford Hall, we have a market. So we have a supermarket and we have a cafeteria. So we get lunch there. You could buy lunch there. You could get in the supermarket.
I mean, it's
and get
800
your
people,
groceries.
so of course.
So and we also have. We also have people there to help us if we get injured or anything.
It must be nice.
But you can't talk about accommodation.
Oh, yeah, how much
halls y'all have?
Several.
A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No,
about 11.
You were saying about Irving.
Yeah, so for those of you who are interested in the Mona campus, we have Irving.
Sorry, babe. Somebody on the live said Rex nice bad. Big up yourself. You just want yourself a full tour of Rex. Yeah, just check me, hit me up. Okay.
Anyway, Irving is a traditional hall initially. However, they did some renovating with the 138, so we are partnering with 138 Student Living, which is also partnering with Leslie Robinson Hall. Irving is, guys, we are in ourselves. Irving teaches us how to know ourselves and what we are capable of and what we can do. It is more seen in recent times on the quieter side. However, we have that camaraderie among us still. Irving also offers you privacy in terms of 2 persons share a bathroom. So it's just each 2 persons, one bathroom. And then we share a common area, a living area. We also have elevator and stairs as well. So we're not bad. If you want to know yourself and get to know yourself, welcome to Irving.
No, but where you get to make an accent from?
I got you. Make an accent.
Know yourself.
Know yourself.
But
you were saying that you can talk about how
let's ask towels.
Let's
ask towels about their bathroom accommodation. How many?
Oh yeah.
No.
We will like
tell me you have a Sherlock setup.
Wait for it.
Well,
Start the tune.
Wait for it.
I don't want to discredit.
There are 22 people on the floor.
Madness.
Wait.
On the
We
floor.
could zoom that back. We could zoom that back. Go again. How much people?
22 people on the floor.
Yeah,
On a
six
flat?
floors, six floors.
Six floors,
Okay, so it's a
21
big
each.
hall.
Yes.
It's a large building.
Wait, I'm confused.
Duh.
Six
Floors.
Six floors.
floors.
22 on each.
22, yeah.
So 11.
11.
They sound like a hotel.
No, that's definitely
There
that's
was-
Sherlock when you think about it. I remember Sherlock is the Elso. So 11. Think about 11
But
going
I don't think it's 11.
No.
Towers must have one.
But,
letter.
I don't think
so
it's 11.
they got 3 stalls for 11. So you do your maths.
Stalls?
3 different shows.
But the house Sherlock bathroom.
You mean like you walk into the room and there are 3 bathrooms?
Like-
3
like
showers,
when-
like
like
a
when-
public
line off,
like
like
that.
3 bathrooms for
That's
two.
Sherlock
No,
bathrooms.
three
And if
bathrooms
you're tall
and then-
enough,
and then
you
the
could
next
look
side has
over
three
madness.
Bathrooms. So let me ask. Let me ask.
So
Let me
6
ask.
people,
So
6
bathroom
So let me ask. Is 3 toilets,
showers?
3 showers
3 showers.
for 11
For 11 people.
11
So it's 6 showers.
6
So what
showers
happens
for
if
20
I got
people?
fit
6 showers for 22.
and I want to wash off and it's like 6 people want to wash off at the same
No.
time?
That never happened.
It never.
Here he
it
just
never happens.
he said 3
Have you
toilets.
guys ever experienced like a fight for resources
No.
on your flats?
No,
we don't.
I mean, we
It's
live
only-
on Frank, where it's 3 people.
Like maybe somebody want to use the bathroom or somebody using the bathroom.
No, because
No.
It happens to be like once, and
Our
that's
flats-
because Jeremiah just didn't want to come.
Now,
Yeah,
we
we
have
have
foreign
discussion.
exchange students down by me, like right next to me. So it's like, I mean, I guess because she's accustomed to stay in the back long. I mean, every day she want
But
to
you
wash
could
she
just go
here.
to the next one.
Yeah, you just go to the
Okay.
next one. And
But
it's most
yeah.
like
But
So let's hear about Trinidad.
Yeah.
I'm finished.
Yeah, Joshua. Joshua, they're like, huh?
Yeah.
For us, it's like it's focused.
Trinidad really much.
Yeah, Trinidad don't sound anything like that at all. I would say, as I've told many people, whole life is what you make it to be. So even if you're a reserved person, it's like you still will feel the need to connect with people. And right now, Trinidad is unique in the sense that they had a all-girls hall known as Trinity Hall, and at one time there was a all-male hall, Canada Hall, which is now merged between male and female. And I'll say again, hall life is what you make it to be. And the whole idea of family becomes real to you when you exist on a hall, because there will come a time where you need someone. There will come a time when you just don't feel to cook, when you just don't feel to get up, and you need somebody there to be your alarm clock. You need somebody there to, fix you a dish so that you could get up and study and do some work. And I always say you can't go into a new environment with a closed mind. You have to go open, ready and willing to learn, ready and willing to share, and to become better. Because that's really what the whole university experience is about. So right now, UE in St. Augustine is adjusting to fit the COVID, the COVID situation. So all the halls that used to have the shared occupancy, they have now adjusted, and of course they're going to be a limited amount of spaces. But even there, even in that situation, you still have to go with an open mind. You still have to go ready to learn, ready to share. You can't close yourself off in a box because, your mind says social distancing, but in the context of a hall, you must find ways to bridge the gap. You got to find ways how to share with others, how to manage communication and manage relationship. Or else people are telling you, you may go crazy. Isolation could send you crazy. So I would just encourage everyone who's going into the new environment to go with an open mind. With an open mind, fix your attitude no. Like no. Prepare yourself no. Yes. Joyce Gibson. Joyce Gibson Hall is strictly for medical students. So that's where the medical students go, and your experience is going to be totally different to everyone else because you're going to be subjected to the requirements for labs and you know, that area of your degree. So you have to set your mind for that as well. And yeah, that's the beauty and the burden of being on hall. So yeah.
Especially when you're trying to become a Rex and the process that you go through.
So nobody else is like
No. Somebody from Sri
So these guys get like go through that when you first go as a fresher, you go through that long
the orientation.
That's what you want to say.
For Rex, we had to dip our
The orientation.
The orientation.
But it's fun though.
Just freshers orientation.
Of course, the freshers orientation is always.
So if you guys don't want the hassle and the strict orientation,
that's so
boring.
That's what she's saying.
No. Listen, I said strict because if you have, honestly, the traditional halls at Mona, they're very stringent with the orientation, and I've heard a lot of rumors
That's what
about
fun.
about chancellor them is abuse. Is abuse. If you don't want that abuse.
This is an official forum.
Yeah, just leave That's an all male hall.
But I'm saying that if you don't want that hassle,
but I would encourage everyone to, when they move on to the new hall, that they participate in the orientation because it's a real fun experience, and you get to meet your freshers. You become closer with somebody.
That's where you make friends.
That's where you make friends.
And you respect people.
Yes.
Basically preparing you for school. Really.
I mean, initially, I lived off campus, and Kylie was living on campus, and the friends she made at the orientation became my friends.
That's a good point. I would like to bring in Naz for this question. I want to ask Naz if it's more expensive living on hall or off hall. Where's Naz? Do you have Naz? Naz, can you hear me?
I think off campus is less expensive.
You could hear?
Hello?
Good here.
Where is the
Naz, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it more expensive living on hall or off hall?
Actually, it depends on where you go because hall is about 250,000. I don't know the exact figures for like the traditional halls, but off campus, depending on where you go, it can be more expensive and it can be cheaper. Well, for LRH, LRH is kind of pricey, so a lot of places off campus are actually cheaper than LRH. But in terms of off campus, you can get places for like about 400,000 for the year. Mona Heights is kind of pricey, but generally speaking, you can get a decently priced place cheaper off campus. The only thing you have to consider is one, security, because depending on where you go is kind of insecure. Or that's one, and two, we have to look at transportation because again, you have to look at where you're going, and is whether you're taking a route taxi. Can you take a route taxi? Do you have to take a charter taxi to get to campus? So generally speaking, it all depends on you. If you don't mind living off campus and you don't mind, kind of the security risk, you can live off campus because it is technically cheaper, depending on where you go. But not necessarily. Depending on where you go on campus, it is actually cheaper to stay on campus. For example, if you stay like on Taylor Hall, you can stay on Chancellor Hall, stay on Irving Hall, not Irving, stay on Taylor Hall, stay on Chancellor, stay on ABC, it is actually cheaper than to stay off campus because you have the security and you're right next to school, so it's cheaper.
Thank you very much, Naz. Tikoya would like to add something.
Also to add, in terms of off-campus living, there's the Office of Student Service Development, I think, and they partner with you to actually provide suitable off-campus housing. So you go there, you tell them your year and what you're looking for, what region, what payment you're looking at, and they will try to find a suitable placement for you.
And for Cave Hill?
And that is more on the campus.
I can't find
it. And for Cave Hill?
Don't take up.
For Cave Hill, in terms of off-campus housing, there are different areas. No. In terms of like close proximity to the school, in like 5 to 15 minutes, like a walk or so. You have places like Pleasant View Drive, Holders Hill, Wanstead Gardens, Wanstead Heights, and Free Hill. In terms of security and what's not, in the shuttle route, which operates from 7 to 11, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
And the shuttle
would be
is free.
And the shuttle is free. Oxnard, Husbands, and West Terrace. I would encourage you, if you're interested in off-campus housing, if you have a Twitter account, you can check out Imana Jeffers' Twitter page. She's the commuters rep for the guild. She has a whole thread about off-campus housing. Imana Jeffers, EMMANAJEFFERS, and you can check out the thread there. There's everything that you need to know in terms of size, costing, and security. Just to touch on the costing, places like Pleasant View Drive and Free Hill and what's not. By the way, the rent generally ranges from $600 to $1,000, right? Bayesian, that is, for like studio apartments in areas such as Pleasant View and Wanstead, and single room apartments, it ranges from $850 to $1,000 based on the size. And for Free Hill, Wanstead Heights and Gardens, it would be around $600 to $850. But like I said, if you need any more information, because I don't have everything, you can also check out this site and Imana's Twitter page.
I would always advise
to stay on house for your first
year. And stay on house.
That's what
apart from price, you would find if you break it down, it's around the same cost. And it's real convenient, like really
like
convenient
you could
to
get
live on.
That
was one of the factors that caused me to move on house. The fact that like the shuttle stop would stop running at 11, and in a party in the guild,
and
11 o'clock running, and that's going to how are you gonna get home? So it's like, you know,
The
all the
convenience of it is real nice.
And until on house, you might not want people to leave.
And you know, more events happening, like living on campus, you get more information. For
that's another thing. When I was living off campus, unless she tells me something, I never used to know nothing that happening in the school.
In addition to that, right? If you're living on the Keaton Hall, in terms of like getting home after, some people go, some people don't, because in quotations, it's the bougie hall. But usually after a party, we go to this place called GT. So if you don't want to walk on the road by yourself, everybody just walk on the road. If you don't want to go to GT, then you could probably just dip, you know? Nobody gonna know, trust me.
Sounds good. All good pointers, and of course for those freshers and you want more information when it comes to accommodation pricing, you can always go to Mona UE webpage, and there you can find some information on the pricing and the accommodation for each hall. You can actually download it even for tuition, etc. So there's a lot of information on the Mona Yui page, and I think it's the same for Cave Hill and for Trinidad, St. Augustine. Okay? God, you do a good job. Yeah, just a side note. Yes. So we're going to association offerings. What do this? It is important and
imperative.
It's imperative. I'm not even telling you you have a choice.
Exactly.
I would encourage anyone going to any of the campuses to join their association.
Yes.
Be a part of the association. There's your association. Sell your country, sell yourself, market yourself. It is through each association that you can market your country, network, because the world runs on networking, and it's only those with ideas that will strive, especially in times like this, and you get to feed off of the energy, the ideas of different people around you that come from all walks of life. And because in Cave Hill, which is such a diverse university, I could only imagine joining the association and going up for debates and going up to do this, and even in Mona and in St. Augustine, but especially in Mona, there are lots of activities because we have what we call Caribbean.
We have Culturama, that is centered around the different Caribbean territories, presenting a platform for them. So usually we have St. Kitts, Barbados, and different other Caribbean territories showcasing themselves. There's also an event around homecoming where each Caribbean association has a platform as well. I think it's like a little, how to explain it? It's like around 12 midday, and each person has a booth and they display, and it is really
So you have the best food, then you have the best booth. I think the last time we came third in best booth. We just said second in best food. I mean, we're supposed to come first. And I'm going to put on my petition for those of you who are listening and viewing. We're supposed to come first. You know, so back to it now. We were to place first when it comes to the food because they really love the coconut dumpling and this stuff. But Trinidad and Tobago, they edged us out by a bit. And at this point, I would like to acknowledge the president for the Trinidad and Tobago Student Association, Deshaun. I think he's on the live on Instagram. That he promised that he will be on Facebook. Sorry, I keep saying Instagram because Instagram is the new thing. I just joined Instagram. Please add me and follow me. But so we're going to association offering. What do you guys offer when people join your association in Barbados, Kevin?
Okay, so first of all, our dues $10 a semester, I think.
Yeah, to start with money.
You have to be a part if you want to benefit from
we need money. We need money to run. So please pay your dues, guys. Come and pay your dues.
That's 10 US. How much? $10
billion. So
that's easy.
No. $10 billion is like 13 something.
For the entire year?
No,
semester. A semester.
20 for the year.
Okay. 20 for the year.
Oh, you sound like you're expensive.
Yeah. Right?
That's a good question.
Okay, but our more or less theme, more or less our theme for this year is Skins Are Revitalized. So we're trying to bring a lot more life to the association this year, and we wanted to increase our presence more here in St. Kitts, but in the Corona come and mash up things. And we also want to increase the presence more in Barbados. So we have some like community outreach projects planned and stuff like that. So we're just not an association to just be there, but we're actually doing stuff, and persons can actually remember that SKNSA exists. And we also have a very interesting week planned. So hopefully we get to pull that off in the second semester, because first semester ain't looking like anything. But look out for us with different, like for independence, we celebrate independence while we're in school. So we have different events
And our week is always centered around independence.
Yeah, our week is usually
Usually, but we
it's
usually get that
usually
happen this year.
in that week, but we don't want that this year because we're not. But we usually have a flag raising ceremony and stuff like that, and you walk around in your SKNSA shirts. So just to let me tell you, KFL love the kitchens, because we just
honestly, and we're one of the smallest associations, but like kitchens.
They just love us. We just bring, especially when we songs play in a fete.
Big up DJ
And
Lano.
they all big up DJ Lano. We just had to give them
Byron
replenish.
Masaya to Smarlat, to Grandmasters, to Sugar Band, to
Gears
to
playing a
iMac.
the other day. Oh boy.
iMac, Pilot, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, here, man, because
Lano,
we
DJ Lano.
Please to give us a
But
song.
no, we have
that
to
you
abuse
guys
them though.
hear.
Okay, let me tell you what them start to play because they just come out.
But
they
before
play
we
games the
come-
other day. There was a
before-
bucket setting.
Before this school year came, they were killing bucket settings.
Yeah.
I think in Jamaica one of us songs played, but they don't know some things. But yeah, one of us.
Yeah, we actually had to tell some persons that bucket setting was
It's our song, yeah.
It's very popular. It's a very international.
That's sad.
Yeah. With music kind of fast paced for them. So like many of them don't really like dance, especially when we wireless play. Like a lot of them ain't gonna really
Imagine all you just
dance. We just find each other and
It is
text
literally
messages.
it is literally like this is the quote.
Guys, sorry, but you just say wilders, and a lot of people don't know what that means. Please to let them know what it means.
Our version of soca.
Yes.
There's wireless.
It's a lot faster.
Band music.
Yeah.
It's
very live, so it's played by a
the
band.
Dominicans who
Yeah.
might be watching.
Yes, it is.
Cue the
So
track.
the Dominicans actually love our music because it's so close.
Yeah, and we're able to appreciate theirs.
Yeah.
But they can. They could dance.
I
mean,
illusions though.
We were actually teaching some of our friends the other day to dance to some of our music.
Oh, you be teaching to people them the lyrics.
No, we were teaching them to dance.
Oh,
We do jackhammer.
wait. Which
Yeah,
one of
I
you
did.
taught them to dance again?
Anyway, we have culture night where we teach the dances at culture
Yeah.
night. We had them do jackhammer because they love jackhammer too. Even the jackhammer long time for us.
Oh, that's cool.
They love jackhammer, so we teach them like a lot of the dances and stuff like that. So it's actually really exciting to bring a lot more of our culture to them.
Honestly,
Because they're eager to learn it.
and I actually like kind of shocked that I hear you with your little Jamaican accent, Joshua have his Trinidadian accent, because let me tell you about a stinking Kittitian accent when I in school here.
You just turn around one time like
Yeah.
No,
that's
that's
like
like English. They hearing all the dialect from saying it.
And we say
They like to
say
hear
words
it.
and they'll be like, that ain't even make no sense.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
just
for instance, one of my Antiguan friends and a Jamaican, I had to explain Maine and Shane and Hain
and
all of them.
And they just dog us for condensed milk
Especially
and
if you
cockles.
Don't even talk
To the
about
point where I mean in Barbados.
Yeah,
I end up a meme on wet color crime.
Wow.
I was in the guild
Condensed milk
studying
and
and I had condensed milk and cockles as my snack. And one of my Bayesian friends take a video of me doing it and I'm like, that's so nasty.
Yes, yeah, bring it to the
And end
elections,
up all
to the
over with color crime on Instagram. And to the point where I went SO one time, that's a gas station across the road from Keaton Town. And a Bayesian was like, oh look, it's the cotton sweet milk man. I was like,
But we have a lot of stuff in store for you as SKNSA KFL. And we plan to do a lot of outings with the
freshers.
We're actually planning to hopefully do a Bridgetown tour with you guys so you could know the ins and outs and get to know Swan Street.
That's heaven.
The bus
you don't
route
need to know
especially.
nothing else in town.
But Swan
Swan
Street, like Swan Street would probably have almost everything.
It got the cheap supermarket, it got the clothes,
Cherish,
it got everything.
So we want to do those stuff with you guys, and if whatever permits, we'll do a whole island tour and show you the different stuff. Cause Batswap Beach is our beach, cause that's just down the road from you. But we plan to do a lot of things with you guys. It's just for you guys to join the association and get things done.
And do you guys still have like students who would have finished with Kevin maybe a couple of years ago, but they're still a part of you?
Yeah, the group chat is filled with people who done with KFL years ago. Yeah.
Must be nice. And then over in Mona now, for the St. Kitts Navy Student Association. I think we agreed on the theme St. Kitts Strong. Yeah, I think we will be going with that theme for the new academic year for St. Kitts and Nevis.
So St. Kitts Nevis Strong?
St. Kitts Nevis Strong. Because St. Kitts Strong, Nevis Strong. Right? We planning on going with that, St. Kitts Nevis Strong. Because of the whole pandemic situation and in terms of us making an impact on the campus itself. Surprisingly, St. Kitts is in the top 5 countries that have the most students going to Mona. Yes, they took Trinidad, Barbados, have a good contingent. Antigua, St. Kitts, Antigua in the top 5 in terms of having, I think we have at least 88 students going to Mona. About 8.
20. We don't
let's not talk about the numbers.
Let's not talk about because we're going to get a bigger contingent. Because
the freshers come in and they will join.
Yeah, not even just the freshers, the other association from the other islands will join.
And we plan to, of course, have the trip to Portland. Portland. Jamaicans love the stories about the monkey and the pictures and the videos. They be like, your monkeys get drunk in St. Kitts, your monkeys lime and stuff. Let me tell you something, I think the monkeys really brought us home to 3rd place. And if we had a real monkey in Jamaica, we would have probably won.
I didn't know that other countries in the Caribbean don't have monkeys. Like, they were so fascinated. I was like, what
and
is
they were
that?
like, you guys eat monkeys?
For
I have a few Bahamian friends, right? The first time one of them saw a monkey in Barbados, they was so stunned. They was like, oh my god, a monkey! And I was watching it like,
and they're going up to them.
you never see a monkey.
But what's the ratio for here though? It's not every 2 monkey per...
Monkey more than us.
I was like,
for every citizen we have.
And she was like taking a picture and trying to go towards this. I was like, you know, the monkey will grab the phone and show it in there.
They don't even know. Anyway, proceed.
No, but that's
see them just running across the road.
That's like a lot of deers over the peninsula. You don't see them, but they're there. I see them. You know, so a lot of monkeys over there in the trees.
In the trees,
just don't see them.
I think we're trying to, for the next academic year, hopefully we will try to get our music out more. Especially
contract with DJs, and that's what we did.
Walk with
But
again, it's kind of challenging.
Especially during intuition, some
it's kind of rough deal.
No disrespect, but they're very pro.
Yeah, we did.
Understand? So.
I feel
and they love the music.
They love the music. That's one thing.
I mean, but everything could run.
Do you have
we
the
touch every
issue
area.
where only Jamaican music plays?
Yes.
Sometimes.
It's so funny because they try to be diverse, but they only play the popular
soca.
Trinidad, like family, and so they only play the soca. And they say, oh yeah, all the Caribbean.
So they don't go like
and you see,
And if you go to Jamaica, don't even go and say you're gonna stand up in the party like you just can't just literally stand up.
You can't stand up.
Parties interesting though?
No.
The dancing. I find
that would have fascinated
I tell you, I
I
went to a party and then this song with when everybody had to go so like
Swing?
with this song
No.
Ding dong song?
Jennifer?
Yeah.
Jennifer. Not the one where you have to.
Yeah,
Jennifer.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Jump bomb. Yeah. That one. Everybody was going there. So we just go for
that song can play at a dance.
And the Jamaicans don't go out.
Yeah.
No, actually, everybody
Everybody does.
because everybody know the dance now. That's why we're so diverse.
The dance floor.
I think Trinidad gets their music out there when it comes to Jamaica in terms of the soca. Because Jamaica started off a lot of soca parties.
I think soca music has always been popular. So any DJs have to try and
mix it in.
And find soca music, that's what they
You
do.
ever heard
You really hear any bass.
You ever heard a song from
I never heard a song
I
from
guess
nobody.
it's
I don't know about it.
Yes,
In a party, you
It depends on the
might get
DJ.
2 or 3 songs and then back to
And you have to also understand to that soca is very, 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 very new to Jamaica.
Yeah,
but that's all
very
we
new.
hear.
Carnival soca is just new, so it's like they really into it, like Dominica soca.
We just touch every
because everybody, if you don't touch everybody, somebody
even
else will
like
do
soca, even comfort.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the party.
Wow. Oh.
I stopped going to the lot of Jamaican parties. Go take
Yeah, I
it.
can't.
So,
Wow.
the
It's so
soca
serious
party.
about it. Which one you just know? You love soca?
The soca party.
And carnival
I
night.
have going on the doors in Jamaica, you know.
Is it funny? So on the soca want to know this.
No, I wanted the
For
experience.
you, like it's better than this.
I do like it. You already are.
Right? Okay, so we're getting good. Trinidad, St. Augustine. Once a Chini reach in your fete is nice.
Yeah, which one is in Kevin?
Okay, you guys on a mission.
But personally, right, when you look at it, the Trinidadians does make me dance, you know. The music maybe, but the Trinidadians don't really be doing it.
No. Yeah, it's true. They just stand up.
Yeah.
When you go in the guild, think about it. Who you see in front? Us.
Exactly.
Who next to us? The Jamaicans.
And then after that, probably
The
Dominicans.
Lucians, yeah.
Dominicans wild.
Yeah.
And you
The
want to
music,
be
be honest,
It's really nice.
Lisa says
Joshua.
talking.
Joshua.
Hidia?
Thumbs up.
Joshua must have Joshua must have had two dinner between.
Hello? Joshua, can you hear us? And before Joshua begin, remember guys, you can post your questions under the Facebook Live
on the Instagram. And you can also shoot us any question that you have on any of the streams, right? So, Joshua.
You can hear me? Hello?
Hi,
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, great. So the association, we decide to think outside of the box. You know, we accustomed to doing something one way, but has taught us you have to innovate. So what we have are some virtual events. As of now, we have some ground ones as well, but we have some virtual events that I'll throw out there. We have a PRO competition. Basically, because the Leeward Island Student Association of Trinidad and Tobago is diverse, the members come from the various islands within the Leeward Islands. So they would have their own monuments and their own landscapes and their own fauna and flora. So with a PRO competition, the persons in the different associations of the guild would assign their PRO to take pictures and capture the beauty of their country. And what we would do, we would host the event and have judges who would award a prize based on, you know, those that are most aesthetically pleasing and those that offer a wide variety of historical sites and monuments. So that's one event that persons can prepare themselves for. Within the tradition of St. Augustine, the associations there also collaborate on events. So we have some prospective ideas put forward on the table right now to collaborate with the Bahamas Student Association in a cooking competition. We have a collaboration on the table with the Guyana Student Association, and we have collaborations on the table with the International Student Association. So you can prepare yourself to come and interact with persons from all across the globe, from all walks of life, all sorts of background. It's not going to be, just Trinidad nationals you're going to integrate with, but persons from all backgrounds with all sorts of offerings of their own. We also have, because we're thinking ahead, we also have on the table study sessions to help students through the lockdown period and help them keep focus on their studies while they're still enjoying themselves. So what we'll do, we have a session and alumni could come and they would, you could ask them questions. They would give insight into how they study, how they schedule, how they set out their daily lives. So you would have a pattern to follow and you won't feel like you're floating along in your own world, So that's another one we have set forward there. And all of this is incorporated also within the Guild Fest that the campus has. And the Guild Fest this year is going to be virtual. So you could look out for the compilation video actually submitted here. So I don't know if you all would like to play that so persons can see the events that we have done before. There's cultural night where associations can put forward a play, a skit, a song. And actually in my first year, we wrote a song and we performed it and it became the hit of the campus. We performed it like 5 times afterwards at various events. So, be prepared to lend your talent to the group. It's not just about one set of people doing the work all the time, but everybody benefits when everybody gives themselves willingly to the work. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to working with everyone who puts their foot forward and said they want to join the St. Augustine campus.
And those are some valid points. I mean, wait, we have a question, I think. Joshua, hold a bit. What's the best grocery store in Jamaica?
Oh yeah,
General Foods.
General Foods. And
One, it's closer, and so transportation,
and it's very diverse. It's very
They don't say popular, They don't say popular, but personally, I don't know how to get there. So Cherish is the cheapest in town,
And Swan
and you
Street.
could just catch the shuttle, cause the shuttle free.
Is it close to campus?
No, it's in town.
It's in town. It's
Don't
about
send
The
the
one
that
that's
close to campus is expensive. That's Carlton. Carlton is
Carlton
close to
expensive.
campus, but that's expensive.
Popular kind of close, but it just ain't in the
Yes,
bus
kind of
route.
expensive. And that's
Yeah,
even
and
more
price
expensive.
man.
in terms of proximity to campus, town via the shuttle from campus to town is about probably 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. But if you want to come from town to campus, you like 3 hours.
And I would also like to add that when you go grocery shopping, again, as Zaria mentioned, to go with a friend because it cuts the cost of transportation and you get help with your groceries and those kind of stuff.
have to go with a friend.
Also, Jamaica,
your
I would like to
backpack.
say that Jamaica is plastic free.
Yeah.
So you have to go with your grocery bag.
Oh yeah, us too.
Okay, and not one. You got to share. I tell my went there with one, and I had to go with boxes.
In terms of
If it's if it's price man, you have to go with your thing because it's a bulk store.
that's what I was about to say.
But
If
for
you
the
want like
other
do bulk
supermarkets, you'll
shopping,
get plastic.
you got to price map for like if you want like cases of water or cases of juice or anything like that.
Matty, I don't-
Cases of
Matty
toilet
doesn't
paper,
get
you got to price map for
No,
them.
Massey
don't
got
need
the
plastic.
No, Massey doesn't.
Massey got the bags
Price
by
map.
the cashier.
If you want a bag,
you got buy it.
But for price match, you need to have a card.
yeah.
So
But sign up.
I would tell you, you could sign up free,
Yeah.
but I would tell you like
find somebody on campus first, like who already was in Cave Hill, and make friends with them and use the card.
I got card. I got calculus too.
Okay, guys. We are seemingly running out of time. So what I would do is that if you do have questions, you could always inbox our Facebook page or Instagram page, or PRO will get those questions to us, because we all have WhatsApp groups, and so we can respond to those questions in hopefully a timely manner. And also there is a link that we would like all freshers going to Mona campus to join. It's an international freshers group, and I think Keville has that link also. So those links could be going around after this live orientation. So at this time, because we are out of time, we would like everyone around the table to just give one final tip to everyone, every fresher, even if you're a returning student. Okay, so we'll just use the remainder of the time, and everyone will just give their best advice.
Okay, so my word of advice would be to go out and experience in a different country, you experience in a different culture, make friends, take the opportunity to go off campus and explore, open up your mind to certain things, open up your mind to a different culture. Don't just study. Take some time, prioritize, go to a party every now and again, not every day.
One.
Okay,
I would just tell every fresher to put their mental health first, have fun, just make friends, and just settle down. But you have to keep focused still. Just remember where you come there for, and stay focused. That's it.
Yeah, to add to that, I would just say develop yourself holistically. Networking is key, as somebody said earlier. The person in the bathroom with could be the person that you're looking to for help. You might be looking to, collaborate 10, 15 years down the line. And I've seen it happen, even in short term. Persons who you would have helped in first semester, you come back and it's like, doing the same courses. Are you hungry? Or they're hungry? Different things. So, respect people. We're all coming from different countries, different walks of life, different situations, different, Sorry?
Wow.
Yeah, but just so basically just always look to be your best self and help whenever you can.
Yeah. My advice would be more to the courses. Find a friend or someone who is in the major or minor that you're doing to guide you, because at the end of your 3 years you would need that 90 credit. But even though you would need that 90 credit, they have specific profiling for your course. For example, Tikaya is going to your third year, and we both are doing the same major, international relations, and trust me, every day I ask Tikaya, what are we really supposed to do in semester 2? Should I choose this or this one? No, not that one. So that is important, because you might go and do a course that you ain't supposed to do, and you would have to spend more time doing a course that you really have to do. So keep in contact with the course handbook and find that person that matches your major. Be a friend, be close to that person so that they could guide you as well. One.
All I would have to say is know yourself, know your capabilities, know what you can do, and find the right crowd to be a part of. That will help you along the way through university life.
Okay, so my advice is back on the whole networking thing. Like, seriously network, because you're literally going to school with future prime ministers and bank managers and stuff like that, and those relationships that you form now would come in really handy later down in life. So as somebody was saying, be mindful of the interactions you have and respect persons, because you never know, at some point you might have to depend on them, or they might have to depend on you. You don't want to leave a bad taste in person's mouth, and they remember that years down the line when it could seriously affect you. So work on your networking and make some meaningful friendships.
Okay, so my advice would be, it would be coming off of what Delante said. I think that you should make use of the associations. Don't underestimate the people that are in there. For example, I'm the vice president for the Young Economists Association, and you know, it got a lot of people. My major is economics. A lot of people in there who could help me, who I might be able to help. I'm the treasurer for the debating society. I mean, kind debate society too. And like a lot of people in there from different backgrounds, even med-sci, like who you could, you know, get resources from. One.
My advice to all officials is what Ayana said, what Josiah said, what Rashid said, what Delante said, what Takaya said, what Kayin said, what Zari said, and live on hall, and what Rihanna about to say.
Well, my advice is, if you're the type of person that cares about your GPA, do not waste your time going to parties and all of them things in your first semester, because that will bring you back. You don't want to play catch up when you reach in your second semester or your second year. So watch your GPA.
One. Joshua, Uno.
Hello.
Joshua?
You gone?
Joshua, we're waiting for the audio to come through.
Oh, wait, hold on, Joshua.
No, let me tell you something.
We can't hear at this point in time.
Maybe
I was trying to
type
read your
something.
lips. Can you please, would you want to type it? One, please. Type one thing. So at this point in time, I would like to thank everyone for streaming with us tonight live here on the Facebook page or Zoom. I know we had about how much people we had?
Over 70 something.
We had almost 100 viewers together combined, and I think that speaks for itself. And trust me, for that I feel as though we're off to a good start. And although we're experiencing a pandemic, a health pandemic and an economic pandemic, of course, together, I know that we can still push through. With that being said, I would like to thank the guild members for coming up and showing their support and pledging their continued support throughout the academic year. For those who are on each executive for each association at Trinidad, Barbados, well, not Antigua as yet, and Jamaica, we want to thank you. To ZIZ, we save the best for last. We want to thank you for the professional. And you know, Trinidad Association, they said that we had a very professional look, and they love the vibes, and we want to thank you. So thank you, ZIZ. And I think we're out of time. And Unique Fashion for our shirts. These are our first shirts for our executives. So we want to thank Unique Fashion and ZIZ and everybody who came on board and who contributed in any way, and to Tikaya, our Vice President, and Rashid, our PRO, and Ayana, who really pushed for the orientation, and those who partnered with them in Cave Hill and St. Augustine. So, thank you very much. I'm just waiting on the queue when they say cut and hush. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Ça fait 2 ans déjà. Quelque chose a changé. Chez moi, tu ne le vois pas.
So bring back those days of a boy and India, when togetherness and play was the ease of our burden. Talking nigga business was the height of creativity. These were the values we handed down to picnic.
Tu t'éloignes, je ne ressens plus la flamme si j'entends ta page. Je veux juste te retrouver, cet amour qui m'a fait tant vibrer. Les deux nous étions si bien, pris dans une histoire sans fin. Je veux juste te retrouver, cet amour qui m'a fait tant rêver. Les deux nous étions si loin, pris dans une histoire sans fin. Pourquoi gâcher notre idylle, baby? Mon cœur tout est voué. Ne me blâme pas, t'as tous les torts. Me dire je t'aime sans me le prouver, ça ne peut plus continuer. À croire qu'on t'a jeté un sort. J'entends ces voix qui me disent s'en va pas. J'entends ton cœur qui me dit s'en va pas. Je ne veux pas choisir, non, 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 entre la raison et mes sentiments.
Lizard ha sido una inspiración para mí, una forma de fuerza y más importante, una familia. Lizard has been to me an inspiration, a form of strength, and most importantly, a family.
Salut la compagnie, je m'appelle André Cordis et je suis un membre fier de l'IAT au sein du I. Quelle importance que tient l'IAT dans mon cœur. C'est de nier, c'est une vraie famille diverse d'étudiants qui se soutiennent l'un l'autre. C'est une représentation véritable d'une camaraderie sans aucun doute unique. Et de plus, qu'importe votre origine, votre faculté